What's up, everybody? Joe Cross here, also known as the King of Controversy, or there's so many names I've had in the past. Chicago's entrepreneur, the comeback coach. But I want to really talk about in this video the comeback coach and where that came from, because I think a lot of people, I don't really share my painful stories. A lot of the reason why, because I was really ashamed of it for a while, and might as well just talk about it, because you know what? Every real successful entrepreneur, if you guys don't know this already, always have setbacks. Every true entrepreneur has had some kind of adversity or something happens. What's up, Victor? First time on Periscope. So let me tell you guys a little bit about what happened to me in 2000. What was it? 2000 what? 2009? In 2009, I was part of a business. I was part of another guy's company, and I built his company for about 5 years, and it was a fire safety equipment company, and I ran sales teams. At the last, before I left, I made about $300,000, to the point where now I went off on my own. And literally what ended up happening is that because I went off on my own, I talked to lawyers, and I told my lawyers, hey, guess what? I'm going to leave this company. I'm thinking about starting my own company. It's going to be kind of similar to theirs. And what ended up happening is they literally said, yeah, you'll be fine. Go ahead and do it. Start your own company. He has no legal grounds against you. And obviously that was a lie, because $50,000 later in legal fees fighting this guy over a fire extinguisher company. Like, I'm not even passionate about fire extinguishers. Literally what ended up happening is I simply said, all right, well, I'm going to go start this company. I did it. The lawyers now didn't want to fight on my behalf, so I started getting sued by this guy, almost like a bad marriage. And so at this point now I have to start another company, have to start a new business, right? And literally, think about this. I want you to think about this. Think about if you were starting a brand new business, and on top of everything else that you got going on top of everything else going on in life, you got a guy that's suing you. He's subpoenaing your bank accounts, your GoDaddy account. I mean, and even when I tried to settle with the guy, he didn't want to settle, because it wasn't even about settling. It was literally about ruining me. So one of the stories that I haven't shared in a while, because a lot of the reasons why I didn't share it is because I actually get very emotional when I used to talk about it. And so when I was living in this home, I had a home before in Aurora, Illinois, and literally when all the lawsuits were piling on me, my business was struggling, like everything, the whole world crushed me. It like came on top of my damn head. And I'm used to, from the time I was like 15 till the time I was 27, I win at everything. I win and I succeed at everything. So the fact that I've never really felt this painful adversity, to the point where some people don't even know this. I remember at one point we couldn't even pay the electric, and we had to decide, with all the money that we were pulling in, do we pay the mortgage, do we pay the electric, do we pay the car? I mean, what do we pay, right? We've had cars repoed from us and stuff like that. But the most painful thing I think out of all of that was the one time when the guy that came to turn off our electric. I don't know if you guys own a home or have ever owned a home, but if you have an electric bill, and you don't pay it, and they want to shut it off, well, they got to go in the back of your house and disconnect it or whatever. So I knew this because it's already happened to us once, and we were able to get it turned back on, right? And then literally, I put bricks on the back of the house where you could get in the back of the gate. I put them on both sides, right? Because I have children, and I have no electric. If I have no electric, my babies are not going to suffer. And I remember we even had our water shut off, right? Oh, the water thing was broken, and we couldn't pay it. So not only did we not have hot water, right? We couldn't even bathe our own children at one point. That's how painful it was. And I mean, just had like a crush of, I just didn't know what to do. Like, what's the next move? I mean, what else could happen, right? On top of the lawsuit, on top of the freaking, my business not doing well, on top of, I got to pay my water, electric. I have 2 children that I'm raising in this home. And I don't know anything about foreclosures. I don't know none of this stuff, right? I even tried to do a short sale, but that wasn't the most painful part. I think the most painful part is that I've never felt the pain of struggle. So I've never experienced it. I've always won. I've always succeeded. I've always made lots of money. So at this point in my life, I think it was 2009, like everything. Then my own family was turning on me. I mean, everybody, like the whole universe was like wanting to crush me. They wanted to see me just get squashed like a bug. So I remember I cried a lot at that time. I was really depressed at that time. I remember I was eating a lot, playing video games, because like I said, I didn't really know what was my next move, right? And one thing that saved me, which is this is going to be the story later, was social media. Social media is what brought me back into the world, because I have no office now. I lost all my offices. This guy's suing me, the freaking electrical guy. I actually told the electrical guy, it's a true story. The electric guy, when he did show up and he wanted to pull the electric, I literally told him, if you come back here, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. I literally told him, I'm going to beat the crap out of you, come back here. I have children. I've already talked to the city, and they already said it was a lie. I've already talked to the city, right? And literally, he basically just said, you know what? My life's worth more than this, and he pretty much took off. But how many of you guys watching this video have ever experienced some adversity? How many of you guys have ever experienced some adversity? If you have, you're watching this either live or if you're watching this replay, say me, say I, raise your hand, or whatever the hell you're doing. Because sometimes when I talk to entrepreneurs and I talk to business people, I think they complain and they whine about setbacks, but I don't think I've met many people that have gone and experienced some real pain. I mean, you can just imagine. I remember, like, they're trying to take my cars, and we couldn't even afford to put a freaking battery. This is 2009, right? 2009? We couldn't even afford to pay for a battery, and because we have so much pride, we could have asked our family for the money, but we knew that wasn't going to happen. We could have literally asked someone for $80 for a battery, but that's how much pride we had, because we didn't want to let anybody know what we were going through, right? Because from this point, from 2009 prior to that, 2002, we were always making money. I mean, we had cars, we went on vacations, we had the nicest clothes, we had everything. So when everything came in our head, I mean, I think of the things, and that's not even part of the story, man. There's more to the story than that, guys. But here's what I know. I've been through so many different adversities, even when I was younger, even when I was sorry. Now you guys know I don't talk about it. But here's what I do know. No matter what happened to me, I stayed an entrepreneur. Because one thing I knew about being in business, I wanted to be free. I didn't want to work for anybody else. I could have got a job. Me and my wife could have got a job. We're like, no, for what? We're entrepreneurs. Just because we lost and just because we failed. It's kind of like one of my favorite quotes by Les Brown. He said, here's what he said. He said, you're gonna get hurt anyways. You're gonna get hurt anyways. So would you rather do it from the bleachers or would you rather do it on the field? Right? I wanted to do it on the field. Plus, I wanted to prove to everybody that thought that I was done for. Because now there's people that, when they see me successful, they were not happy with that. Obviously, they hated on me because I had cars, I had everything. But those same people were hoping that I wouldn't come back from that adversity. And it was that I guess that kind of hate on me and wanting to see me suffer that kind of gave me that power to say, you know what, I'm going to do it anyways. Not only am I going to come back, I'm going to come back stronger, and I'm going to prove to everybody that didn't think that I was going to hack it, that they thought that I was done. And then I think that's why sometimes if people think I'm a little bit of a jerk off and I'm a little bit of a controversial, it's because at the end of the day, like, I have a chip on my shoulder. Yeah, because if you knew half the stuff I went through from the time I was 9 years old, 8 years old, all the way up to an adulthood, I've been through some freaking adversity. A less of a man would have probably taken his own life, right? A less of a man would have probably taken his own life because I think some of us think that we let money control us to the point where money is just a tool. It's just something that we do. It's something that we make. It's something that we use to do what it is that we want. But I don't get caught up in the point where I let money control me. I don't let money control me. Money's my bitch. Part of my language, but money's my bitch. Meaning that I'm no longer going to let money control me. I even had an opportunity with the guy that sued me and the guy that screwed me over and took all my money and literally had me putting all my money into these legal fees because I was like 27, 28 at the time, so I didn't know anything about lawsuits. I'd never been in a lawsuit before. So, and then of course the lawyers are taking money out of me, so everybody was trying to take me. But I mean, I was still making good money at the time, but it was a mental thing. To the point where, like, I just kind of gave up. Like, I'm getting sued. The bills are piling up. My business is not doing good. I kind of just went into a hole and didn't want to do anything. And everything just went crumbling down and crashed on me. So what? So anybody that's watching this video, the reason why I wanted to create it, because I don't really share my heart more than I should, or my spirit. I'm always in defense and always trying to get into people's faces because I know what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I know what it takes to have adversity. I know what it takes to get your ass hit in the face. Like, you're talking about you get punched in the face and you fall on the floor and you think it's over. Nope, there's a couple people want to kick you while you're down. I once seen Steve Harvey speak, and Steve Harvey said, he's like, in order for you to plant, in order for you to grow, you have to have a little dirt on you. You got to have a little dirt. You're going to have to go through crap. You're going to have to go through adversity. But here's the moral of the story. Here's the lesson. As long as you have whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you want, as long as you make a decision that you're going to get that no matter what, and no matter how many people tell you that it's not going to work, and even if you have adversity and you're losing money, whatever, if you're losing homes, who cares? Because at the end of the day, whatever that vision, whatever that goal, whatever it is that you desire, you're still going to get it. The only way you don't is if you give up and you quit. And guess what? There are people that want you to do that so badly because they are jealous of your ambition. They're jealous that you are willing to do things that they're not. And how many people would lose homes? How many people would have people coming at them and have lawsuits on their head? And how many people would have given up just with that alone? Just recently, I did a video and people were afraid of an NDA that they filled out because they were afraid to get sued. Who cares? Here's one of the things that I learned from a recent book that I read by Ryan Blair, which I gave away a bunch of his book, which was the Rock Bottom to Rock Star, right? But the first book he wrote, I think that book was even better, and it was called Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain. And even when I went heads up with him, because me and Ryan weren't always on the up and up, we weren't always cool. I actually made videos about him back in the day, and he came at me, and I told him, I quoted his book. I said, man, I got nothing to lose and everything to gain, because you can take my money, I can get that back, right? I get more aggravated when you take my time, because that I can't get back, right? I get upset at the fact that while I was going through this, I had too much pride to ask for help. I had too much pride to tell people, like, this is what I'm going through, because I knew what they were going to say, right? They're just going to come at me and with negativity. I don't want to hear it. Like, yeah, see, you should have told me. Don't see nothing, because before that we were living it up, right? So it takes a lot of mental strength to know that no matter what shit you get handed to you, that it's gonna be okay. It's going to happen. I posted a quote earlier. It only takes 20 years to have an overnight success. I'm not stopping. And some of you guys that watched me online maybe like a year ago, I was going hardcore. I was going like all in everybody's face. And I could tell I was getting haters from left and right. I had all eyes on me. All attention was on me. And I kind of felt like I felt wrong. I felt bad. But see, what I didn't realize, I wasn't doing this for the haters. I wasn't doing this for the haters. I was doing this for the people that are the underdogs, doing it for the people that don't have somebody in their corner telling them that it's going to happen. That it's going to happen for you. As long as you don't quit. So this is just a piece of my story, because I have lots of adversity, you guys. My wife can tell you, she probably wonders too, like, how did I not jump off a bridge? People jump off bridges for less because they can't handle the pressure. And one of my favorite quotes, because I had a team before called Diamond Dynasty, you either are a pipe or you're a diamond, right? A pipe bursts under pressure. A diamond is made under pressure. And I used to always tell my team, what are you, a pipe or you're a diamond? And when they would get discouraged or whatever, oh, you're acting like a freaking pipe. Because one thing I do not let people do is down themselves. I'll talk shit to them all day. But if they start discouraging themselves and, oh, I'm not that good or whatever, it's like, come on, man. We only get one chance at this life. Only one. So why not live it up to the fullest? And no matter what adversity, what things happen, as long as you stay focused, like, look, no matter what happens, you stay like, hey, I know I'm going anyways. Doesn't matter. And even when I would tell people I'm going to fill stages, and they didn't believe me. When I told people that I was going to do X, Y, Z, they didn't believe me. When I told people that I was going to meet with Ryan Blair, they didn't meet me. When I tell people that I'm going to be connected in the same arena as Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, Lewis Hose, what's the other guy? Gary V. Everybody started comparing me to those guys. That's why I was going hardcore online and self-promoting myself. So if you guys are hating on me for that, I'm the guy that's in your corner saying that while everybody else says whatever they say, do what it is that you desire. Because at the end of the only thing that matters is what you desire and what your family, what you're doing this for your family. You're doing this for your wife. You're doing this for your children. You're doing it for legacy. And you cannot call yourself a man unless you take care of your children's children, period. And I'm not going to stop until I do it. And I think I've already made my point. I've went up head to head with the most biggest companies, calling them out, and they would threaten to sue me. See, I'm not afraid of lawsuits anymore. I'm not afraid of nothing, because here's what I know: no matter what happens to me, I'm not gonna stop. Not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going, as well as you guys should keep going. So share this video, comment below, share your story about your inbox me and tell me, you guys, your adversity story, because trust me, for everything you tell me, I got like 3 things that's happened to me, and it's all part of the game. And you're either gonna win or you're gonna lose, right? If you continue to follow the masses, you continue to be broke asses, right? A setback is a set for a comeback. That's why at one point I was going back, the comeback coach, because what I was doing is I wanted to tell people that no matter where you're at, adversity causes some people to break and others to break records. You're going to make it happen because you're not going to quit, right? I mean, that's bottom line. If you quit, that's on you. I didn't, and neither should you.